okay, what is love? What is it that I love about you? Do I love myself enough to say I love you? Do I respect myself enough to say I am going to respect you? I am going to submit under you. What is submission? Because of now submission has been diluted. That's why it has cost the GBV. Because of now, in the churches, when they speak about submission is be a doormat as a woman. You need to submit under this authority of this man. But submission is something totally different. Because of we are equal when it comes to Father Yahweh. We are both spirit.
There's no spirit less than the other.
There isn't any. But then now it has been made into a society that as a woman, you just need to say, Yebo Baba, Yebo Baba.
And going back to what she's saying about submission, what are you submitting to as a woman? It goes back to, do you know the person that you love? It's just that fascination of emotions right now, like you feel like, okay, he's attractive, then I love him. Do you know where he comes from? Do you know his spirituality? Because the moment you submit, you don't only submit to other ideology or be a doormat. You are submitting to his way of doing things. You are submitting to their own culture. Exactly.
Because if they say in this family,
we don't do this.
We don't do this. You're not gonna do it. If they say now, Mama Zala at night, you must do the same because of now you are inheriting this. Remember now you are inheriting all their ancestors, all their curses, all their traditions,
and you're going to reproduce them.
All their rituals. You are inheriting.
And you're going to bet them. You're going to bet them.
You're going to bet them one way or the other because of now you are in that family. You're saying I'm taking everything. When I say I love you, I'm taking everything of yours. So I mustn't be surprised when I see my children go through the very same things that I've inherited in that family. And now for me, again, it's another thing because of I've got my own things that I'm coming from my family. And then I've got these ones now. So now it's a combination. Yeah. It's a jungle.
Let's move to the deeper end. I want us to get there. Is it your submission that relationships must unite firstly at a spiritual level before they unite at a physical level? And if they do so, what are the advantages and the benefits of spiritual alignment prior to physical engagement?
Well, I believe we should really align spiritually first. And there are many ways of doing that, communication, and don't just come up with conversations that where do you come from? Like we need to get deeper.
What's your favorite color?
You know, I don't want
What's
that.
Your favorite color?
I want to understand what kind of an African are you? What is your culture? What do you when you come across some certain situation? What do you do when your child is sick? How are you going to deal with the matter? Are we taking him?
What do you do with the placenta of the child after
what
they
do you
born?
do with it? We want to know. So that's why you learn. Okay, I align or I don't align. Because once you say I do, that means even when you guys have children, that's what you are going to do.
Wow.
So spiritual alignment first. And that means that we must have real conversations, not the ones we see on TV.
Bridget, I want you to pick up on that. Yes. When she's saying real conversations, what could be the attributing factors of a real conversation?
The real conversations is, what is your totem? Firstly, let's start there. What is your totem? That I know.
What is your totem?
If you are serving the marine spirit, then I know that obviously what I will be dealing with.
We're dealing with the waters here.
I'm dealing with the waters here. When they say it's in Gwenya, I know very well that
I have a crocodile here.
I have a crocodile here.
In Lovu.
In Lovu. I have this.
An elephant
you know, I've got all the jungle. I know how this.
They are going to be bullying and walking and trampling and walking over everything.
What element?
And if you have a monkey like myself, you're gonna be climbing trees.
You know, and all those things. You need to know them even.
The totem.
Okay. Totem, that's the first thing. And then after that, in your totem, then when we get married, what are you guys going to do to me? Let's say now I am, I say, now I don't do all these rituals. And then you come with your monkeyness and you say, but with me. We're going to baptize you with blood.
We climb trees here.
We climb trees and you're going to be baptized with blood.
And in most cases.
And then what? And then I say, but I cannot do that because then then what am I doing with you if I'm not going to do
And how
that?
did it even end up there?
Yeah.
Well, how did we end up there? Because these are
what
the
you're saying,
things-
why I'm pushing for real conversations is because these things that we avoid talking about.
Yeah.
When we are still sending each other emojis.
Hey.
The love
With
love
those,
letters and all
with
that.
those rabbits and that are pumping around. Those things don't build homes.
That's so true.
Because at the end of the day, these things we're talking about, usually you want to have this conversation. You are 6 months pregnant. Then you want to start talking.
You can't have
Like how many
The
women
child is 2 years old. Then msadu ubaka buano. Ubaka kutsiba kaniti meo haugima. Where do you come from? What's your and the question is, why do you wait until you are in the deep end to begin to ask questions?
They say love is blind.
We should have asked in the beginning.
And many women are struggling with that. And you find our marriage are no longer existing, but that child is carrying whatever, spirits or whatever. Like when you say I do, remember, yes, but there's a ritual that we need to do for him, whether you are divorced or not. Those are some of the things that at the end of the day, women end up carrying so much baggage. We have women, they don't talk about such things right now.
I have seen
they
women
don't.
going to put on black clothes from their ex-husbands.
Imagine.
Because it is a tradition that you were not divorced properly. At the end of the day, munao haho, ushuide, ukiwena, kime, you are the mother of the children here at home. We still recognize you as Makoti. Now imagine you are now married to another man, yet you are mourning another man that you have divorced, and culturally you are tied. You may refuse and say, I don't want the thing, but you are bound. The question is, why do women wait that long to have the spiritual conversations instead of spending 18 hours in a saloon putting single dreads to look nice? Why can't you take 2 hours
and
to have the real conversation?
I think we also killed it when we stopped taking advice from the older women. In the olden days, they will sit you down. Let me take it biblically, like Queen Hadassah, Esther. When she was getting, she was there for 6 months. She was being pampered, trained,
introduced to the ways of the king.
To the ways of the kings and how to satisfy the king.
Even mentality.
Ruth said to Naomi, go and wash yourself. Prepared her to go to the threshing floor. She said, go and wash yourself. Put on a perfume and a white garment and smell nice as a woman.
Some women, they pass by you and you go, hey! It looks like the truck that is getting all the junk from town has walked past here. Smell nice.
Smell nice.
I like that part.
If we take it from the biblical part and then we put it now you are in your bedroom. Put on your lingerie. Put your best perfume. Have your own lotion that you're going to use. And when you prepare yourself to go to your threshing floor, what is so difficult about
it? Now we are in the threshing floors. Now this is serious language. Now I hear, because I was blessed with 4 ears, 2 outside and 2 inside. When you're going to the threshing floors, I'm hearing lingeries being suggested, private lotions being spoken about, and perfumes. You cannot make your small little bedroom place sound like a pigsty. But these are the things, of course. If they can see beautiful things and smelling things nice outside, why must you come to a smelling, stinky place and you stay at home? You know what I'm saying? But another thing that I want us to address, I know our time is running out. A woman in them cuckoos, poor woman with nothing, can drag a man from a palace and make her a husband. The man comes, it's a dish of water. Hello, my sweetie, how are you? Here's some water to wash your feet.
She'll be kneeling down next
time. You go to the house there and the woman is going, hey, where? No. And the man is busy trying to follow the finger to see where the finger is going and where it will end up. What do you think will have happened in those relationships where women think that once you have a man in your hands or once you have a woman in your hands, you no longer need to do anything because you have already caught the fish. It's in the pan. So you don't need to worry about them and etc. How does spiritual alignment actually translate itself into physical manifestations?
Let's take it from Sarah. She was calling Abraham my master, my king. She served him and respected. She did not do much. She did not use muti, any portions. She was herself because her aroma, her prayer life, kept that man and that man in a way submitted also to her because he was listening to her. That's the same way as the Mukuku lady is able to capture a man that comes out of a mansion because of now I'm big-headed, so I'm thinking, you know what, I've got you and there's nothing you can do, so I got what I want. So what? You are here anyway.
You're sitting on your house, the woman is going like this on Facebook. Sarah! Sarah, you
can't even serve your man anymore. You know, I think if we start learning the meaning of, let me wash your feet. What is there? What is it that I'm doing when I come to you as a man and I want to wash your feet? Or you are washing my feet? Let's get to that. What is happening there? What exchange is happening there?
And on the same thing, I don't want also to end up hammering women. And we forget the men, because we understand what women must be doing. As men of the community conversations always ends up about the community clobbering women must, women must, women must. I want us to come to the other side also, in terms of the responsibility of men to create the environment where women can actually flourish and be able to perform those very tasks. I know a man, for example, once, the woman cut newspapers and put in the plate and says, there you eat. Because that's all he came to the house with, was a newspaper. And when he gets into his lounge, sits, put his feet on the thing, and he starts reading his newspaper. And this woman one morning wakes up and says, hey, I've had enough of this man. That's all you bring is a newspaper. You can have newspaper for dinner. Imagine. So what is the role of women, of men also creating, in modern language, a conducive environment where a woman can be able to flourish and become this woman that you're talking about?
Nowadays, let me speak of nowadays to say most men don't know who they are. They don't even know.
Goes back to identity again.
Yes, back to identity. They don't know who. Like as women, we find it hard to submit to someone
who does not submit to himself or to God.
Who
or to
doesn't
anybody.
know who he is. Because when I submit to you, I'm submitting to what you are submitting to. So if you yourself, I have to teach you what to submit to. Like you're actually frustrating me. Even confusing is bad. You are frustrating me. You are giving me a position that I'm not supposed to be even, serving. I should be submitting. You should be knowing who you are. You should be leadership. How are you going to lead me if you don't even know how to lead yourself? It becomes very, very difficult. So it's frustrating to find, as a woman married to such kind of a man who's easily dragged by, when he hears this, he's just go all over the place. It becomes a problem. So the other problem is identity. As a man, know who you are. So that when you approach a woman, you make it easy for her to submit to who you are. Because we look at who you are, your identity. Because when I say I do to you,
But by the way, on the issue of I do, I've always had a problem. Because when you come to marriages, they say I do. Then they say I do. But no one has ever spoken, what are we going to do? Because according to the whole marriage is, I do. What are you going to be doing? But another question that is actually ringing in the back of my head is, why is that when women get into menopause? I know this is way out of your league, but maybe you can just give me a small little tick. Why are you, when women get into menopause, they have children, they have grandchildren, and literally they no longer care about their husbands?
That's a tough one, but
you find these women now become strong. The man is thrown from pillar, and the man must be running behind this woman now. It's almost like, we even at church the other day they announced, can all the men stand? This other one remain seated. Why are you still sitting down? I said, I'm still waiting for madam to tell me whether to stand or to sit down.
That's abuse.
Yeah, that's abuse right there.
I think if we go back to when we say I do and we are in marriage relationship, we're there to complement each other. We are not there to compete against each other. Because now you look at the element of men and you find, I cannot expect love from you if you don't know what is love. You have never received love from home. You come from a fatherless family, and probably you were also molested when in your childhood. A lot of things happened to you. And now I get into the picture. I really do not know the demons that you were dealing with as you were coming. Now you want me to be a mother. I need to play that part of being a mother, a father, a sister and this and this and this to you now, it is no longer a marriage when it comes to
it's a burden.
It's a burden now.
It's a psychological ward now.
You know, so
this man is counseling.
Yes,
and men like that find themselves insecure.
Sometimes you women, sometimes you get into relationships because you want to become a nurse, you want to become a mother, you want to fix a problem, and then you work on the problem. When the problem is finally fixed, the question is, what makes you think that I still need you as a nurse? Because now I'm okay.
Discharge.
Now I'm sad, you know. I'm fine now. I'm sorted. So maybe sometimes you plug in a relationship at the wrong angle, where you think that you can fix issues. Your last comments, your advice to women out there in exactly less than 20 seconds. What are you going to be telling women out there?
Well, as women, you need to know who you are. Like, you need to know who you are spiritual, so that you are able to serve your purpose into the world.
Madam?
Women know that everything is fixed through prayer, because nothing beats the prayer. When you go to your threshing floor, you'll not get up without Father Yahweh saying anything to you. He will give you the mandate, he'll give you the structure, he'll give you the solutions. You'll never come back empty-handed. So always go on your knees, you'll come back with your answer.
Private conversations will always lead you to public appearances.
Yes.
Here on your show on Sunday, it's going to get heavy in here. I'm going to take you through the rituals of African spirituality with Gogo Tsevi on Sunday. From ukupahla to burning incense to doing things in our own homes. What do these things talk about on Sunday from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the afternoon? I'm going to be missing that show here. Your host, and thank you very much to my guests who have popped in, all 6 of them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate them, and we will be calling you again as we're having the further conversation from your host, Maponga Jeji Garamboko Garamashamba Huda, Chiranavana Vanjibo, Hovana Chigarama, Matanda Novora, Tizichibwe Chiteza Chinukwana Manga Warpen Tambana. Mtamburu paruare bafuri mangura na vacheru vayo wiramiti ya sose. Until you see again, don't do what I wouldn't do. If you decide to do it better.